Hey guys, Brendan, by the way, that audio guy. Today I'm going to show you a brief overview of Studio One. Now, this is not meant to get into every single button, nook and cranny, gizmo, gadget, and plenty that Studio One has to offer. This is meant to just give you a brief overview. If you just got Studio One, if you're transitioning from another DAW, or this is your first DAW, the goal of this video is just to show you, okay, this is what I need to just get going, to get my idea out of my head onto the computer. So we're going to just start with the basics. So right here we have our arrange window. So if you want to add a track, which you most likely are going to want to do, you can add it right here, and you can choose between audio, instrument. We're not even going to worry about these guys. Audio and instrument, okay? Is it a virtual instrument, which means you play your piano hooked up via MIDI or USB, or audio, like are you recording your voice, singing, or guitar? And you can name it, you can change the color, all these wonderful things. Change the input, make sure your input is on the correct one if you're doing audio, and then just hit OK, and there you go. So if you hit T, you can create another one. Let's just do a virtual instrument. So let's just call this Dude. And then to arm that, you hit the record button. So now we're hearing myself. Now if you're hearing double of yourself, you may want to check your latency. So check right here. Okay, so we have a very high sample rate. So if we lower that down to, let's say, 128, then all of a sudden we come back here, and all of a sudden it's not doubling so bad. Right here you have your volume that you can change on your track, and you can change your input if you decide you want a different input. Same with on here. This will pull up your recent instruments. So that is how you add a track. That's all you need to know to get started. And then to add plugins and instruments, you can head over here to Browse. And Studio One has this organized really well, so you can say, okay, instruments. So yes, I created an instrument track. Let's load on Contact. You can just click and drag. That easy. It's super simple. So let's just throw on an organ. And now that it's armed with this record button, highlighted red, we play on our keyboard. And if that's not on, you don't get any signal. So if you're not getting any signal, make sure that is on. So same goes for plugins. You head over here, Effects, and it will list all the plugins. So you can choose if you want to do by vendor, folder, flat, whatever. But what's really cool is you can hit this search button. And if you know what you're looking for, like if you're looking for a delay, because everyone loves delay, then this will pull up all of the delays. So we throw this guy on, same, click and drag. Here we go. So it's that easy. It is so simple. It couldn't be more straightforward. And then over here, of course, you have your loops, which are loops that come with Studio One if you download them, and files. So if you want to access anything that's in one of your Finder windows or whatever. Cloud, you can go access your SoundCloud, PreSonus account, and then Pool. This is basically all the files within your project. So if you have a bunch of audio files in here, then you can drag them in or get rid of them. So just a bunch of annoying symbols. We want those guys out of here. So we're going to remove those tracks. So you do that by hitting Shift-T, right? So there they go. Shift-T, they're gone. Bye-bye. So let's close out of this browser window, and let's take a peek down here at the bottom. So right here, we have our performance. So this is how it is handling on our CPU. If we double-click, this will pull up, and this says we're putting this much strain on our CPU. So when we play MIDI, it goes up. Disk is how much hard drive space it's using, like if you're recording a lot of audio files or referencing a lot of audio files. Then of course you have your cache. Right here, if you look really close, when you have MIDI coming in, then it lights up on the left, and that is saying, okay, there's MIDI coming in. Now if you have MIDI routed on the external out by using an external MIDI device, then it will be on the out. So that is saying, okay, now Studio One is saying that out. If you head right here, this is your sample rate and your latency. So sample rate, if you're not sure what that is, watch my video on what sample rate should you use. Basically, that's how fast your computer is going to capture audio, and depending on your audio interface, you may want to stick with 44.1, but I recommend 48K at 24-bit. Awesome starting point. It has served me very well. So then right here is how much disk space you have. Right here is telling you where your playhead is, so if we move that around, then it's changing. And then right here, it's represented in bars rather than time. Over here, we have our typical buttons. You can record by pushing the asterisk on your keyboard, so if you hit the asterisk, then it records some MIDI information on our virtual instrument. If you double click on that, then it will open up your piano roll. If you want to get more in depth on that, check out my video on editing MIDI in the piano roll. So that is known as the edit window. And then right here is your loop. So what's convenient about that is you can loop, let's just say this group of audio. So now that will always play in that loop. It's really convenient if you're trying to build out an arrangement and you're not sure exactly what you want to add in. So you can just loop that area and it will keep going around there. And then right here, you've got your metronome. You can do pre-roll. And when that's blue, that's activated. If you hit this little wrench here, you can change the parameters of your metronome. And then right here activates the metronome as you are playing your track. Of course, right here, you can change timing. So if you click on that, you can change the parameters there, or right here, change those. And then of course your tempo. So you can click and drag, or you can double click and change it there. And then right here, it's telling you your master out. So this is saying, okay, this is how loud you are, and you can control your master volume right here. Pretty convenient. And then to reset, hold Command. And that goes for any parameter in Studio One. So if you turn this volume all the way down and you say, whoops, I didn't mean to, if you hold Command and click, then it will go back to 0. So that'll reset all plugins, volume changes, panning, anything. So then if we head right here in the bottom right, then you can do edit, which we already looked at. That's a piano roll. Browse, which is your plugins, your instruments, and all that stuff. And then mix. So what this is like an old school console. So you can have your volume and your plugin titles. You can mute, solo, monitor. And then if you click this little expand thing, very tiny triangle, then you can add plugins here as well. So if you just click on this plus, then it's doing the same thing as if you were to go to your browse and drag this over. It's just in a different way of doing it. So you can toggle those on and off right here. Let's say you want to add another one. And what's cool is you can turn them all off by hitting that master inserts power button. Of course, right here you can add buses. If you're not sure what a bus is, check out my video, What is a Bus? So now we have our bus. You can also send your main tracks to buses by right here. You click, okay, now we want to go to bus 1, and we're going to send it like that. So check out my video on what is a bus to understand that more. And then over here, you have some information that is part of your project. So this window has your instruments, so you can turn that on and off if you don't want to look at that. External MIDI devices, so these are like your keyboards. So here we have 2 keyboards hooked up, and that's what it's showing. Trash is stuff that you have used and got rid of during your project. So if you ever want to recall those and you say, dang it, I wish I didn't delete that instrument, it's right here. You can pull that back up, just drag it back on, and it will replace it. That simple. And then you got your output, then you have your inputs. So this is showing that I am monitoring at this level. This is a great device if you're not sure where to, figure out what recording level should I record at. If you're not sure what recording levels to record at, check out my video, How to Record at Healthy Levels. This is a fantastic visual. It gives you a lot of information right there. And then, of course, the coolest thing is you can toggle on and off certain types of tracks within this window. So if you just want to look at audio tracks, you can click on this. And this only displays audio tracks. If you just want to look at virtual instruments, just click on this, and it will only show that, and so on and so forth. Buses, effects tracks. Very convenient way of being organized. And up here are a couple of tools that you can use to do things with your project. I'm not going to go into a lot of detail on these ones, but experiment with them. You have split tool, eraser, drawing, mute, flex timing to shift stuff, listening tool. You can mess with these as you get more experience. But all of that information I just told you is plenty to get started. Remember to subscribe to the YouTube channel and sign up for the email list where I will send you exclusive stuff that I only send other people on that list. And also head over to itsthatAudioguy.com where we can become friends, okay? And I will see you guys soon.